What's up, my allies? My name is Zacharias, and this is Thank You Universe. And today, we're gonna talk about my 21-day fast and why on earth would someone ever want to stop eating for 21 days? Because food is real delicious, okay? I know it, you know it. But fasting can be a very good opportunity for personal development and growth. It is a challenge, so I like to challenge myself, sometimes in very extreme ways, and it's an opportunity to grow through those challenges that you face. And a lot of people do extended fasts for the health benefits, which are awesome, but it also has a lot of mental health benefits and spiritual benefits as well. But we're gonna go over the physical health aspect of it real quick, because I know a lot of people are really interested in that, and not everyone wants to do fasting up on a hilltop to become an enlightened monk. Not that that's what I did. So, in studies, fasting has been shown to be really good for your blood pressure and your heart health. It also helps with your blood sugar. It can decrease your insulin response, and a lot of diabetic studies, intermittent fasting and extended fasting helped diabetic patients to the point where they didn't even need to keep taking their insulin and their diabetes medication. So it has a lot of really awesome benefits for your blood and your overall physical health. Fasting also helps to decrease inflammation in your body, so it can help you to stay healthy, not getting all inflamed with all those free radicals flying around in your body, messing your stuff up. And it's also been shown to help prevent cancer. Yes, I know the medical industry doesn't want us talking about that sort of thing, but it's time. People are waking up. Fasting can help prevent cancer. It can help prevent the formation of tumors. So, just throwing that out there for anyone who's interested. It is also really good for your brain health. It helps your brain to function more optimally, and some studies have shown that it can actually prevent neurodegenerative diseases like Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. So, you know, there's lots of great benefits to fasting. And for the athletes out there who are afraid of not eating because they're gonna lose all their hard-gained muscle, fasting is actually very muscle sparing. It can preserve your muscle, so you're not gonna shrivel up just because you go on an extended fast, and it actually increases your levels of HGH, human growth hormone, one of the hormones responsible for muscle growth. So if you're an athlete and you're thinking about not going on a fast because you think it'll prevent your athletic pursuits, it won't. So you can try it out. And also, extended fasting can actually make you immortal and live forever. Okay, not that much, but there are some mice studies that have shown that mice who ate every other day instead of eating every single day and not fasting, they lived 83% longer. 83% longer than mice who didn't fast. So they didn't go on an extended fast in this study, but it can show that fasting can actually increase your longevity. So if you're interested in extending your lifespan a bit, maybe fasting can help with that. And there haven't been a lot of human studies on how long exactly it will extend your life, but there is some research showing that it has a potential to extend your life. And, oh yeah, fasting also helps with weight loss. I know that's one of the main reasons people start looking into it, because we all want to look trim and beautiful and nice, but yeah, so that's one of the benefits. It can help with that for sure. So now that we know the health benefits of fasting, I want to talk to you more about why I wanted to do the fast. For me, it was kind of like a reset. When the winter months came around, I was not performing optimally, let's say. I had a bit of depression that I was combating, and I didn't feel the best, and I just generally felt lethargic and like I wasn't doing my self-care as well, and I just wanted to reset so that I could start fresh and get those good habits that I know that are good for me back and rolling again, because I kind of fell out of it for a bit with that winter depression. It was not fun. And an extended fast is one hell of a way to reset and to just take a step back and look at the way you've been living your life, the habits that you have, your daily habits, and to think about how you want to move forward. Because when you're fasting, you're not eating, you've got a lot of time on your hands to think. And, you know, food is a daily habit for a lot of people. And when we don't have that, we start to examine, okay, what were my daily habits? How was I living? How was the food that I was eating affecting my lifestyle? Because I also was not eating as healthy as I typically like to eat, and I wanted to refresh and clean out my system. Fasting is really good for cleaning out your system in autophagy. I forgot to mention that in the health part, but it helps to detoxify your body. And I wanted to do that detox and just have a hard reset so I could start building myself up from those good habits again. And also, I always like a good challenge. If it's not too much, please. Fasting was really hard. I did this like a month ago, so it's not as visceral in my memory, but it was very difficult. But when you are fasting, you get hangry. Obviously, if you're not eating, that's going to affect your mood. And for me, it's a challenge to observe yourself and the things that you really struggle with. Because it's easy to be a nice Zen hippie out in nature. If you're on a mountaintop meditating, that's actually not as challenging as facing a difficult circumstance, like when your body is not consuming food and you're getting hangry, and you can observe yourself. Oh, these are the things that bother me. And if there are certain things that bother you where normally you'd be like, okay, that's not fun, but moving on. When you're fasting, it's just like right there. It's very evident the things that you struggle with and the things that bother you. And there are still some things that I struggle with. I'm not perfect, don't claim to be. And so it helped me to bring to light some of the struggles that I have and some of the things that I still need to work on emotionally. And one of the things that became very clear to my attention on this fast is that I still have some challenges with perfectionism and self-judgment and wanting to do everything perfectly. And so, you know, it was a good reminder to step back and not to be so harsh with myself, and not everything has to be perfect, because nothing is perfect, in fact, and it's okay to just live my life as me without being so judgmental. And I wanted to do fasting as a challenge to increase my force of will, my willpower. It does take willpower to resist the biological urge to consume food. And when you're able to overcome a challenge like that, it actually increases your willpower. Willpower is like a muscle. It's something that you have to build up and something that you practice. And so this is a good way to develop a lot of self-discipline and a lot of willpower, because you're going directly against what your body is nagging at you to do. Like, I'm so hungry, I'm so tired, I'm exhausted, I feel like a dried out raisin and I want to eat some food. And so as you overcome this challenge, you will find that you have a lot more willpower than you might have necessarily believed that you had. So fasting is an awesome way to increase your force of will, your willpower, which is also how you focus on the manifestations that you want in life, and how you create the life that you want to live is by using that willpower and intention to manifest. But this isn't a manifestation video. I've got plenty of videos on that you can watch if you want. But yeah, it was just an exercise to grow my willpower. And the fast for me was also a really good way to look at the things that were distracting me. We have a lot of distractions, food being one of them, but different media we consume, different books we read, different YouTubers we watch. And so when you have so much more free time because you're not preparing meals and you're not cooking and you're not eating, which does take a considerable amount of time, if you ever have the chance to stop eating, you'll realize that. And so it helped me to look at distractions that I had in my life and things that I no longer want in my life because I don't feel like they're optimal for me. So the ways that we try to occupy our thoughts and occupy our minds on a day-to-day basis. Fasting helps you to confront those and actually look at everything you're doing and observe your habits. And so it was a really useful tool for me to actually look at the things that I had in my life and the ways that I was living and decide, okay, what do I want to do away with? So fasting helps you to look at the things that you take pleasure in. So pleasure and happiness are not the same thing. Pleasures are those momentary distractions that make us feel good. You get a dopamine hit, you get some endorphins. But happiness are those things that are fundamental to who you are, those things that bring you actually true lasting joy. And when you're fasting, your mind comes to such a state that you have more clarity and you no longer enjoy those distractions and you can see them for what they are, as distractions. And so it helps you to look at your life and look at the things that bring you true happiness rather than momentary pleasure. And for me, one of the things that I came back to is yoga, because yoga brings me so much happiness, and I've been doing more and more over the past several years, but I got really into it during my fast because I had a lot more time to. Oh, and just as a side note, this is something really cool. I don't know if anyone else has experienced this on a fast, but when you fast, your body becomes more flexible. Like, I have limited flexibility, I will say. I'm not the most flexible person, but fasting, I don't know why this happens. Maybe someone could type in the comments a scientific explanation, but your body becomes more flexible, so that's really cool. But just feeling healthy and good in my body is really enriching to me, and so yoga was one of the things that I really learned to lean on as I was in my fast and not distracting myself with other things, which I don't like doing as much as yoga. And there's this saying that goes, the more vices that you cultivate, the more masters you serve. I don't know exactly how it goes, but it's something along those lines. And what that means is the more things, the more desires you have, like maybe if you like drinking, if you like watching a television show, if you like smoking a little ganja, whatever it might be, those vices, we'll call them, the more you have, the more masters you serve, because they become habits, and then you start to become reliant on these habits for hits of dopamine and hits of pleasure. So for me, I really wanted to, again, reset and to do away with those things that I feel like were not serving my highest goals in life. And fasting puts you in the mental state where you can really examine those things and really look at yourself, and you can have a really introspective time. So overall, fasting was a great opportunity for me to take a look at myself and examine the way that I was living, to build up some willpower, and to reconnect with myself and reflect and find those things that bring me true happiness in life, and to let go of all the distractions and the things that are no longer serving me. So that was my 21-day fast experience, and it was challenging, but it was definitely worth it. And I'm not a doctor, so I'm no way advocating for anyone to do this. Do your own research. But if you want to try it, maybe you'll consider it now after watching this video. But again, I'm not recommending it because I don't have the credentials to do so. So with that said, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Go ahead and give it a like and subscribe if that's what you want to do. You can also donate to my Patreon down below. It helps me to keep making these videos. As always, much love to all my allies out there, and I'll be seeing all of you on the next video. Bye!